What's poppin', y'all? It looks like Adam22 is bringing West Coast gangs on tour to the East Coast because he's recently been doing a video series where he's going to where he went to every borough in New York and went to a hood in each borough. And with him, he brought an individual by the name of King Pill. Now, this guy, King Pill, is somebody who took the formula of 4 Extra. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar, I would say this all started with Crip Mac. Crip Mac was this guy that I don't know how he ended up on No Jumper, but he was this character, this 5'5", and he was super turned up, and people loved him, and he was a crazy personality, and yeah, he was popping. Then he went to jail, came out, a lot of other stuff happened. He was always ready to fight. He was really about that gang stuff, and he was a superstar on No Jumper and spreading out throughout the internet. After that, Adam22's brought on other characters or tried to have other characters like him. One of which being 4 Extra. Now, 4 Extra is not like, he's not like Crip Mac. They are different, but the appeal is similar in that, oh, hey, this is a gang member that gets to talking crazy, but there's also, like, unique things about him. Like, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he's been in jail, and he's just about fighting all the time. So this guy talks about fighting all the time. And this guy, King Pill, while 4 Extra was locked up, he came on No Jumper to use the same formula that 4 Extra did, say a bunch of wild, outlandish things that may not be true, like frauding about having smashed SZA being one of them, and having a bunch of oil on him in that interview, and it ended up blowing up. Now this guy's getting paraded around by Adam22 and No Jumper, and No Jumper made this guy, this King Pill guy. He might have been doing music before. I think he's still doing music now. But he got on by dissing one of the people, 4 Extra, while he was locked up, who is also somebody that No Jumper was supposedly messing with. With that being said, I think this is great for the WWE storyline, where I said this should be a feeding, I would say like a conveyor belt into Aiden Ross events, because now they're trying to get 4 Extra, or Adam's trying to get 4 Extra and the other guy to get a check and fight each other. But that's to give the context to where Adam22's documentary, which I'm going to play you guys the first clip now.
Oh, you still holding the grudge because of the 6'9"?
Yes. Say no academics. You're not coming to Garvey Act. You're not coming to Garvey Act.
You good, Cos? I'm good. How you living?
I just got denied a handshake. In any modern-day urban environment, this is a clear-cut sign of disrespect. If I were a tough guy, it would be reasonable for me to take this as a provocation, drop my nuts, and challenge bro to a fade. Luckily, I'm a square, and I feel no desire to assert my manhood at this moment. But wait, there's more.
What's cracking?
Now I get what's going on. This guy is a Crip. This is a Crip neighborhood after all. He's not happy about the presence of multiple red rag wearing California Bloods in his neighborhood. This is the 4th New York City hood that I've visited in the last 4 days, and I guess it was inevitable that we would run into somebody who wasn't happy about our presence. In addition to that, it's late at night and it's Memorial Day, which means this fool is most likely drunk. Or maybe he's just tuned into the local New York City YouTube channels who have been losing their shit about me visiting their city over the past few days.
When he went to Patterson Projects and he got the dude, it's clear that Adam got a type. You know what Adam's type is? Gangsters.
I gotta be real, like, I don't know how New York is rocking with Adam22.
I want to know, whose bright idea was it to bring a millionaire white man into the slums of the ghetto? It is disturbing to see how many black people who claim to get money standing around Adam22 like he's the Messiah.
So here you have individuals like Wayno, who most famously is known for, he used to work at Asylum Records, and he's worked within the recording industry in New York, but he was most popularly known as the co-host for Academics on the, man, what a crazy time that was, on the show Everyday Struggle. I was going to say Off the Record, but he's been doing his own thing on YouTube now. And Hassan Campbell, who is quite infamous. He was in one of the biggest interviews ever on Academics Off the Record podcast with 6ix9ine and Whack 100, and they've had beef. And Hassan Campbell is the reason that the rumors about Nipsey having some other dudes do something to his baby mama are even in existence, and why we even know about them, because he leaked the phone call that he had with Whack 100 where Whack 100 told him that. So here you got these people that are like, yo, what's going on here? How are they letting Adam22 rock with this? And there's another New York content creator that really came at Adam's head and gave a lot of criticisms on New York people that allowed this to happen. And it made some accusations that I don't think are all the way accurate. So I'm going to play that clip and then we'll go into it.
Adam22 from 21 Jump Street invading New York City? Nah, I gotta be real, y'all. Let's break down Adam22, right? We know Adam22 is from the West Coast, and this is, I mean, it's been a lot of indictments, a lot of things going on surrounding him. I gotta be real, like, I don't know how New York is rocking with Adam22. Did we not learn anything? I gotta be real. Did we not learn anything of what happened to Big U, Loose Cannon? You heard? Brick Baby. I mean, I wouldn't want this guy around me, knowing the situation that pop. Yo, look, they're using videotape from Adam22's shows that he's done with these guys talking too much. They're using his footage as evidence. You heard? It's in the transcripts. I don't get why New York, we should be ashamed of ourselves. Why is everybody that he comes, Crip Mac, everybody he comes and encounters with ends up in the joint? I ain't gonna lie. It feels like Adam22 wants to be black so bad. But when the heat comes on, oh, he's quick to turn federal. Yeah, I got to call it what it is. He's quick to turn federal. He even went as far as doing a show with Whack 100. And these dudes that's like, I mean, we got to call it what it is. It's nasty. It's nasty. Adam, he's one of the ones that, I mean, at the end of the day, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for New York to even embrace this dude.
So here I would say there's one indictment that No Jumper is tied to, where they came and asked for footage, and that was I don't know if Brick Baby was attached to it. Brick Baby's separate, but that was the Loose Cannon Big U indictment. However, this guy is correct in that, and we didn't see them use any of the information yet, I don't think, in the case. Now, they said they would, and they said they got the footage. They just wanted the original live stream. And I believe Adam22 gave it to them. I don't know for certain. With that being said, though, a lot of people that went through No Jumper got arrested, yes, for sure. Or they're doing time in jail, 100%. Adam22's lost a lot of talent like that. But is this any different from Gucci Mane's entire roster being dead or in jail frequently, time and time again? Or the whole notion of, Empire's, they're sacrificing their artists. Empire's a distribution company that a lot of artists use as opposed to a major label distribution, because I guess they give better rates to them. It's 15%, and it's just they don't own any of the masters or anything. So some of the people that were on Empire are XXXTentacion, Young Dolph, and several others that have since passed away. Or is it just that Gucci Mane likes signing people that are gutter, and they're more likely to end up in jail or getting shot at and killed, mostly ending up in jail? With Big Scar, unfortunately, that was a very, very sad case. He was a good rapper. I enjoyed his music. He was part of that new 1017 that was Big Scar, Pusha Ice-T, and Fujiano. Fujiano went on the run, and then he's still doing his time, I think. Pusha Ice-T, he's supposed to get out soon, and Big Scar just ended up passing away. I think it was something to do with drugs. I don't even think it was violence, which is quite sad. But we're not going to say that, Gucci's just out here getting people killed or getting people locked up. We're not going to say that. He's just choosing people that are more likely to get locked up. Same thing with Adam22 and No Jumper. He's just choosing to bring on these characters that he believes will get a ton of views, and they usually do get a ton of views, and they're far more likely to get locked up, especially if they're active, and we know that everyone's paying attention. All the police are paying attention to what's going on No Jumper. Now, if you bring the question forward of, well, why is he choosing those type of people? Then you've got a point, because Gucci Mane, for example, he's gutter, like just straight from the hood, from the sticks, just from Atlanta. He's been to jail multiple times. So him signing artists that are similar to his old background makes sense. He knows them better. He knows how to market them. He knows the clubs that he can get them booked at, etc. With Adam22, you're more like, hey, listen, man. Or, for example, Empire, they're just handing out distribution deals, and they've got a big roster. So there are plenty of people on their roster that aren't involved in stuff like that whatsoever. But a lot of these are independent acts that they want to get money, and they want to make sure that they own their masters, and they're willing to work with them. However, with No Jumper, you could say, hey, this was never, you didn't come from that, like Adam22. This was never a gang-based platform. You came to the West Coast, and originally it was like SoundCloud rap and underground culture, even fashion, and then it turns into this. So that is a different criticism altogether, which is quite valid, and I'm perplexed by it, to be honest, with the depths to which Adam22 has gone into it. And then Hassan Campbell calls him out, and all of the people that helped him taking him on a tour.
And the truth shall set you free. I've seen a lot of dudes out there with Adam22 in New York. A lot of dudes that I rock with. Shout out to Just. Shout out to Iz. I see Hattie out there. I see it's way too many names to name. Thorough dudes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. There's a saying. Take the message and leave the messenger. Follow me. Adam22's platform. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Played the biggest part in the history. Adam22's platform just made history with the FBI. And then you dudes, you turn around and you give him a world tour from Manhattan to Brooklyn to the Bronx, and you took him through the 5 boroughs of death. And he explored damn near every gang. Gang. I'm going to say that again. I'm not saying Adam is the feds, but he might as well be.
The way that I look at it is a lot of these people are consistently calling out Adam, and they're like, yo, or they're not just calling out Adam, really. They're saying, oh, y'all let this happen. How could y'all do this? It's similar to the 6ix9ine situation in that everyone's saying, like, yo, y'all just letting this guy walk around? It's almost as if it's one of those situations where they say that the more people that are present at a scene, the less likely someone is to call 911, because everyone thinks that someone else is going to do it. Whereas if barely anybody's there, or 1 or 2 people, they're going to take the initiative and call 911. In the case with 6ix9ine, everyone's like, yo, you're just going to let a rat walk around like that? Meanwhile, that person was never going to be the one to do anything. So everyone's saying, yo, y'all just going to let that happen? But it's going to take someone or someones to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's why I think it's not a good look to just like point out, like, hey, if you're not going to do something about it and you feel strongly about it, then I think that's a little bit goofy. However, if you're just criticizing it and you're using it to point out that, hey, these people love this type of stuff and they just care about clout more than any type of principle that they claim to have, then I think that makes sense. But then I'm going to play you guys this other clip right now where this King Pill guy, who people on the West Coast claim is not really gang like that, and there have been criticisms like, yo, New York, y'all let this guy walk around your hoods, because like Adam22 was saying, like, hey, I brought this this blood into this like Crip place in New York, and you're just creating these dynamics that were almost never supposed to happen.
Oh my God!
Where the
real bloodies is hanging out at. You feel me? You already know what the fuck going on. Nigga. East to the west, we bracking. Yeah, making it happen. You feel me? Soul business.
The Bronx really is grimy, man.
We outside.
Well, here I am again, surrounded by gang members in the middle of the projects. This time, I'm spending some quality time with various members of the Bloods in the infamous Patterson houses in the Bronx. In 2025, it's hard to find a hood that hasn't had multiple YouTube videos filmed there, but it appears that this is one public housing development that has yet to be filmed in. Why am I here? Well, in order to explain, I'll have to introduce you to a couple of people.
Niggas outside. Soul business. Run that back.
This is King Pill. He's from Pomona, a city in eastern Los Angeles County, about an hour drive from Compton. King Pill is from the 456 Island Pyrus. They're called the Island Pyrus because they're the only Pyru set in Pomona, and they're surrounded by Crips on all sides. For more information on this dynamic, go watch this video courtesy of Hood War Stories, one of the best gang-related channels on YouTube. King Pill has blown up over the last few months, dropping a hilarious interview with No Jumper in which he showed up barefoot and covered in baby oil before challenging 4Extra to a fight, claiming he dated SZA in high school and insisting that he once drenched Big Sad with urine during a fight in prison.
And in this clip, Adam22 explains how he was able to get this done and bring King Pill, who's a Blood, into another Blood set and film a music video. Now, a lot of people have their own opinions on that King Pill guy, whether he's really a gang member or not. And frankly, I don't care about that, nor do I care about his music. The only thing that I have any interest in that guy is him getting in a ring with whoever he has a problem with. That's how he was presented to me. I will not be listening to his music. I have no interest in it, nor do I care about his criminal activities and whatever he's got going on there. But when people are saying, like, yo, you're just letting this guy walk around, well, they're kind of celebrities. So they're not looking at them like, yo, this person's real. We got to make sure they're verified if they've got, like, the, what is it, paperwork? Not paperwork in terms of snitching, but we got to make sure they've got their stripes on the West Coast. We're going to coordinate with the West Coast office of the Bloods before, we make this happen. No, these are regular people, and they see this King Pill guy as this very popular internet personality that's got a lot of clout and recognition. And they're like, oh, this is cool. This person's kicking it with us. Same thing with Adam22. They're like, oh, this person's coming to kick it with us. I don't think they're willing to say, oh, keep him away because he gets people locked up. They're not thinking like that, because what gets people locked up more than anything else? Doing actual crime. And they're not going to stop doing crime because there's a risk of getting locked up. So with an opportunity to get clout or recognition or even meet somebody that's clouded or recognized, hey, they might allow access. I just don't get why Adam22 enjoys about this. Yeah, you can get views a lot of other ways, and you don't have to be the one to actually show up to these locations, but it seems like he enjoys the thrill of it. I don't know, is it like a midlife crisis thing? But potentially, it's like, oh, screw the motorcycle. We're going to where the stakes are a lot higher. Now, I really don't think the stakes are much higher than a motorcycle. Like, shout out to the people that ride motorcycles. I got a lot of respect for that and a bit of admiration and to be ripping it like that, I've seen too many people with, like, their wakes or those, like, they put the candles around where the person passed away and they've got photos of them, of motorcyclists or, like, getting hurt, things like that. But yeah, I think Adam22 is like, yo, screw the motorcycle. I'm getting in with these gangs, and we're bringing it coast to coast, which is wild. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Does this make New York look bad or what? I will say that New York doesn't have as strong of a gang culture. Now, there are gangs, yes, but New York isn't a gang culture place. And New York is picking up any and everybody that, like, they're just slapping people with Ricos. Like, for example, GS9, they hit them boys, and it was cooked. The same thing that they did with K-Flock. So they're cracking down on that heavy, and that's with those not being as big as certain sets in LA. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. I'm going to see y'all in the next one.